efforts continue in Norman following an EF2 tornado. Murder charges are filed in the case of a body found at Lake Thunderbird, and severe storms are rolling into the state. Our weather experts bring you the latest. This is OU Nightly. Thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Bailey Coyle.
And I'm Catherine Liberta. We begin tonight with a tornado that swept through Norman Sunday night. Sydney Wallace is live in the newsroom discussing how Norman is recovering.
Mayor Larry Heikkila says Norman is in a disaster emergency and restoration efforts are in high gear. I spoke with the City of Norman Director of Public Works, Sean O'Leary, to hear how Norman residents can clean up their yards. After an EF2 tornado swept through South Norman, and city crews are still working day and night to help people clean up their debris.
We're really prepared for this. This is a big part of our job here in the city.
Destroying everything in its path.
The debris field from this tornado is 12.5 miles long and varies from a half a mile wide to 2 miles wide.
O'Leary says the cost of cleanup shouldn't cost residents a thing.
Put that in perspective for you on dollars, the city will spend right now, we're estimating about $800,000 on this program. That number will probably go up.
Vegetation has to be separated from construction and demolition debris, and most people, like Kathy Schroyer, have both.
Our shed caught on fire from a power line that came down, so everything in there is pretty much burnt to the ground.
He estimates that the process will take at least 30 days. But it could take longer.
We don't really know exactly what we're going to find until we get there.
I think it's great. It's wonderful that they're providing that service for everybody.
The operation starts Monday, March 6th and will continue 6 days a week from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. until all the debris has been picked up. For more information on the collection, go to normanok.gov. Live in the newsroom, Sydney Wallace, OU Nightly.
Sydney, the Cleveland County District Attorney files murder charges against the man arrested in connection with a woman's body found at Lake Thunderbird. Austin Blake Godwin is now facing charges for first-degree murder in the unlawful removal of a dead body. And according to court documents, Godwin admitted he strangled Teresia Bell to death at his apartment, placed her body in a tote, and left her at Lake Thunderbird.
Early voting for the March 7th special election is underway. Oklahomans across the state are voting over legalizing recreational marijuana. The polls are open today and tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Voters can find their polling location by checking their county election board's website. If passed, the state would tax recreational marijuana at a rate of 15%, and local government would be able to collect sales tax. And a round of severe weather has started, and our weather experts have been tracking it all day.
Meteorologist Coy Taylor tells us what we can expect with this new round of storms. Coy?
Yes, Bailey and Catherine, we've been tracking it all day, and we do have some severe weather in southern Oklahoma right now. We do have a tornado warning for northern Bryan in southern what would be Atoka County, so let's zoom in on that. That's going to be northeast of what would be Durant right now, and we'll get over to velocity mode, and you can see the area of circulation that we're watching just off towards the east of Caddo right now. Shear rate picking up on that as well. So this tornado warning that you see flashing in this red color, that continues until 5:15 p.m. So take your tornado precautions in southern Atoka and northern Bryan counties. But here in the metro, we are seeing rain start to push out here in Norman. Let's zoom it on into OU. Here at your Campus Weather Authority, we've been tracking the rain showers, and our own OU Nightly's Matt Bernard is out on the South Oval. Matt, what's it like out there?
Yeah, Coy, I'm here under the Christopher Gibbs College of Architecture Rotunda here on South Oval. And it is raining. It has been gotten a little chillier. You know, the umbrellas are definitely out as the rain has continued to move north into Norman, and likely to see this rain continue for the next several hours. Haven't heard any thunder yet, but likely to continue to see the rain continue. Ladies, back to you at the desk.
Deliberations are now underway in the double murder trial of disgraced former South Carolina attorney Alex Murdaugh. Gloria Pazmino has the latest from Walterboro, South Carolina.
To jurors their argument for reasonable doubt.
What we know is 3 out of those 4 things that you're going to be deliberating on for the indictments that return aren't true. No blood spatter, no GSR rain jacket that's ever been connected to Alex whatsoever, and there's no loaded gun. So we're left with the lie.
During the 6 weeks of testimony, Murdaugh admitting on the stand he lied to investigators about where he was on the night his wife Maggie and son Paul were murdered. Murdaugh acknowledging it's his voice in the background of a video Paul took at the family's dog kennels, moments before he and Maggie were killed there. The defense says that doesn't prove Murdaugh murdered his wife and son. The prosecution getting the last word.
Richard Alexander Murdaugh, who has lied and lied and lied and lied, and it's been okay. We respectfully request it stops here today. No, it's not okay.
Not guilty to 2 counts of murder and to 2 weapon charges in the June 2021 killings of his wife and youngest son.
And there's a rise in a disease that was on its way to elimination.
Stay tuned to learn what doctors have to say.
And mental health issues are on the rise amongst teens.
After the break, see how people are bringing awareness to the problem.
Evening tornadoes tear through Oklahoma.
We have a tornado warning for Cleveland County.
The OU Nightly weather team was there before.
45 minutes away or less from these storms getting into campus.
During.
Plenty of people who, are living off campus. This storm is headed to you.
And after.
Again, sending news crews out to assess damage.
Always keeping the University of Oklahoma in focus.
Campus in the clear right now.
OU Nightly weather with Campus Weather Authority.
Did you know that items like paint, cleaning solutions, pesticides, solvents, and other chemicals are considered household hazardous waste? These chemicals are dangerous to our environment and water quality when they are dumped in our storm drains or gutters. Fortunately, the City of Norman has a dedicated household hazardous waste facility where you can properly dispose of these items. Call 405-366-5463 to make an appointment. For more information, visit bit.ly/Norman Stormwater.
Meet the Scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you!
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
A disease that was once on its way to being eliminated in the U.S. has returned. Snowforth has that story and more in today's Health Beat.
The CDC reports an alarming spike in cases of syphilis in babies. The sexually transmitted disease is a treatable bacterial infection, but doctors say mothers with syphilis pass it to their child during pregnancy. The disease exposes babies to dangerous health conditions and, in some cases, an early death. A woman with tuberculosis could be arrested for refusing treatment. During the 16th court hearing in the case, a judge found the woman in civil contempt for refusing to comply. Tuberculosis is a bacterial disease that can spread when an infected person coughs or speaks. It can be treated, but if untreated, tuberculosis can be deadly. And today is World Teen Mental Health Day. Today aims to raise awareness about mental health issues teens are facing. A CDC survey of youth found an increasing mental health and challenges, experiences of violence, and suicidal thoughts and behaviors among all teens, especially in girls and people in the LGBTQ+ community. If you or your loved one is struggling with thoughts of suicide, you can dial 988 to reach the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Snow. An OU student is stepping off the field and working to help a cause right here on campus.
That's right. When we return, find out how this student is going above and beyond to help the Norman community. And we've had very dry conditions over the past couple of days.
Coy, should we be worried about flooding with these severe storms?
Yes, Bailey and Catherine, more rain is on the way. I'll time it out when we come back, but look at the flash flooding risk. We're under a low risk, so I'll tell you when rain arrives in your neighborhood. Next on OU Nightly.
To Sofia and Gabriel. Even though these old knees can't follow on your adventure to the forest today, these flowers represent my love. These stitches and threads join us together. And wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Did you know that trash, like plastic bottles and fast food wrappers, can carry germs and bacteria? When these items are tossed in the street, they eventually find their way to a river or lake and have a negative impact on aquatic life. Keep our waters clean by putting your trash in the bin. For more information, visit bit.ly/Norman Stormwater.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Evening tornadoes tear through Oklahoma.
We have a tornado warning for Cleveland County.
The OU Nightly weather team was there before.
45 minutes away or less from these storms getting into campus.
During.
Plenty of people who, are living off campus. This storm is headed to you.
And after.
Again, sending news crews out to assess damage.
Always keeping the University of Oklahoma in focus. Campus in the clear right now. OU Nightly weather for Campus Weather Authority. Welcome back to this Thursday afternoon edition of OU Nightly. We are tracking severe storms in southeast Oklahoma right now. So here's what would be statewide radar looks like. You can see those severe warnings down into parts of southeast Oklahoma. So let's zoom in and get a picture of those storms as we go here over the last hour or so. You can see they're riding up to the northeast at about 30 to 35 miles per hour. And we do have one tornado warning here, right here off towards the north and east of Durant. So this is going to be southern Atoka County in northern Bryan County. This tornado warning continues until 5:15, as well as a hail threat. You can see this hail core right here, these bright pinks. That could be upwards of ping pong ball size hail, but let's try and spot out where this rotation is. We're getting a jumbled return since we're getting so far from the Oklahoma City radar site, but you can see maybe some areas of rotation right here will pop on shear rate, kind of in this general area in northern parts of Bryan County, far northwest or northeastern parts of Bryan County, excuse me. But a little closer to home, we've seen rain push out here over the last couple of hours, but we're seeing some more rain develop in the West Metro. That's going to be sliding in as we head over the next couple of minutes. And here in campus, you can see the rain showers earlier this afternoon, about 3:30 to 4 o'clock, but they have since wind down, but keep that umbrella handy. We do have a severe thunderstorm watch until 7 p.m. for these counties shaded in pink in southern Oklahoma, including Ardmore, and then a tornado watch continues until 10 p.m. for far southeastern Oklahoma. Oklahoma, so Pittsburgh County, McAllister, all the way down to parts of McCurtain County near Idabel. So here's what the campus cam right now. You can see it still looks a little wet on the South Oval, a little bit soggy, but the clouds in place. We're going to see more rain overnight tonight as we head into your what would be Friday morning, early Friday morning. 50 degrees. We are reporting mostly cloudy skies out there. The dew point 45 degrees, resulting in about 82% humidity. And we do have a north wind right now, so it's a little chilly with that rain as we go. And we're in the 40s and 50s Metro Ride, 49 in El Reno, 51, in Fort Cobb. We're to 50 here in Norman, around 50 down I-35 there in Purcell. Cold spot, Shawnee, you're checking in at about 47 degrees. And we have Guyman, 53 degrees, 54 in Woodward, and a little bit warmer. That's where those fuel for the storms is in far southeastern Oklahoma, and that's why they're under a tornado watch. So here's Futurecast picking up at 5 p.m. this evening. You can see a rain mess across what would be much of central and southern Oklahoma along the I-35 corridor. That continues to progress east into far southeast Oklahoma and then eventually into parts of Arkansas and Louisiana. We still are lingering maybe a shower or two by 10 p.m. this evening. So you'll want the rain jacket and umbrella, but we will start to dry out by midnight tonight. And then as we head into tomorrow morning, maybe a few scattered showers, 6, 7, 8 a.m. tomorrow on your walk to your 8 a.m. class. But after that, it clears out pretty quickly by mid-morning tomorrow. And here's your hour by hour tonight. Again, rain showers, so keep that umbrella handy. We'll see temperatures fall throughout the 40s. We bottom out near 40 degrees. 38 does it here in Norman, 37 for Elk City, 27 though up in Guyman, a little bit right around normal for this time of year. And tomorrow we're going to see some more sunshine, but clouds going to hang tough, especially after that rain moves out. 59 degrees here in Norman, 61 Elk City, 59 in Guyman. Here's your 7-day forecast. 59 tomorrow, 63 for your Saturday. A beautiful weekend on the way as we get to near 73 degrees by Sunday, and then we're to 60 degrees by next Tuesday, tracking our next chance of rain. Ladies, back to you.
Thanks, Coy. The OU Food Pantry is collaborating with an OU football star to make a difference. OU Nightly's Kari Murray has the story.
This was an initiative that was started by OU football player Ethan Downs, and the goal is to raise items, money, to benefit the OU Food Pantry and to serve our student, staff, and faculty.
OU football player Ethan Downs reached out to Matt Marks from the OU Food Pantry to create the Give Mission, which encourages OU athletic programs and Greek life organizations to raise items for the OU Food Pantry.
Ethan's idea, and I know he's the most humble man. He doesn't want the attention on him, but all credit goes to him. This was his idea, and he just laid out this vision of what he wanted to do to give back to the community.
Ethan's vision is to have each athletic program in Greek House to raise specific items for the food pantry, and the winner will be honored at the spring game on April 22nd.
But I think it's also an incredible tool, an educational tool, to let our fans know, hey, if you haven't heard about food insecurity and what it looks like on a college campus, well, let's tell the story, right? Because Oklahoma as a state is one of the hungriest states in our nation.
According to the Friends Committee on National Legislation, in 2021, Oklahoma was one of the top 10 hungriest states in the U.S.
At OU specifically, 1 in 5 face food insecurity, and with college students, it's a little bit more narrow, it's 1 in 3. And Oklahoma is the 5th hungriest state in the U.S.
Landry is confident the Give Mission will inform Oklahomans and make them eager to help.
The fact that it's with athletics and really the media attention that we can get on it and the amount of eyes and engagement that we can get with it, because athletics is arguably one of the most important parts of the university.
If you want to donate to the OU Food Pantry, they're located in the Cates Center. They accept donations year-round. Reporting for OU Nightly, Carly Murray.
And if you want to sign your organization up, visit the link on OU Football's Twitter page. And Catherine, I heard that there was a very exciting game last night at the Lloyd Noble Center.
That's what I heard, and I heard it was quite the nail-biter. Kaylee Jo Hummel has the details on that game and more in sports.
That's right, women's basketball took on Kansas State in an overtime thriller. We'll have a report on those special seniors coming up next in sports.
Prepared as your family if a tornado shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a hurricane. You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes. Make a plan today.
To Sofia and Gabriel. Even though these old knees can't follow on your adventure to the forest today, these flowers represent my love. These stitches and threads join us together. And wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Hello, I'm Kaylee Jo Hommel, and it's time for sports. OU women's basketball went out on senior night with a bang, knocking off Kansas State 90-86 in overtime. OU Nightly's Jack Horan has more about the special night in the LNC.
Senior night at the LNC turned into Sooner survival as it took the Sooners overtime to put away the Kansas State Wildcats. Here's what Jenny Baranczyk had to say after the game.
I feel like it's good to be able to have these kinds of games where you come back and you got to find a way, and you have to find different ways to be able to do it. And at the same time, I think it's a huge lesson learned that at halftime it is 0-0. And so hopefully we can learn that.
An emotional night for everyone here, but no one more than Taylor Robertson.
I mean, I was just happy that we got the game into overtime because obviously don't want to lose, but it was just like a mix of like happy that it's not over, but like, all right, like we got to lock back in and get ready to play. But I don't know what happened. I just couldn't help it. I don't know. It's not the first time that something like that's happened.
Next up for the Sooners, it's Bedlam in Stillwater for a share of the Big 12 title on the line. Reporting from the Lloyd Noble Center, Jack Horan, OU Nightly.
The men's basketball team, however, needed a little more Sooner magic when they faced the Wildcats. Oklahoma visited the Little Apple Wednesday night and brought home an 85-69 loss. Despite the defeat, on the bright side, Milos Uzan scored his first 20-point performance for OU. Taking it over to some high school hoops, in the Class B quarterfinals at the State Fairgrounds, Sentinel faced Calumet. Sentinel's Frankie Sambrano hits the shot for 3 of his 6 points. On the other end, Calumet's Kyler Tyson gets the bucket plus the foul. He had 14 points. Calumet wins 62-54 and advances to the semifinals. Back in the top spot, Sooner softball opens home play in the OU tournament Friday. Oklahoma hosts games against UIC and number 16 ranked Kentucky. The Sooners sit at 13-1 for the season and will have a lot of eyes on them after shutting out UCLA to earn back the number 1 ranking. And if you're missing OU baseball after Wednesday's cancellation, they'll be back in action this weekend. The Sooners are traveling to the Frisco College Classic. Oklahoma faces California Friday at 2 p.m. and rounds out the tournament with games versus Mississippi State and Ohio State. Bailey Catherine, I know how I'll be spending my weekend.
Thanks, Kaylee. Me too. I'm definitely going to be watching OU baseball. I love going to their games, so I'll be a little sad that they're not here this weekend, but I'll still watch them.
Oh, me too. I am very disappointed they won't be here this weekend. And one of the most famous pieces of furniture in the world is getting a facelift.
When we return, learn just how old this artifact is and how it's being restored.
To Sofia and Gabriel. Even though these old knees can't follow on your adventure to the forest today, these flowers represent my love. these stitches and threads join us together. And wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Did you know that trash, like plastic bottles and fast food wrappers, can carry germs and bacteria? When these items are tossed in the street, they eventually find their way to a river or lake and have a negative impact on aquatic life. Keep our waters clean by putting your trash in the bin. For more information, visit bit.ly/Norman Stormwater.
I'm Becca Yanez at the OU Nightly Update Desk. The Pipeline and Hazardous Materials Safety Administration is issuing a new advisory, urging major freight rail companies to check the protective coverings over the pressure relief valves. This comes after investigators say housing covers melted in a fire when a train derailed in Ohio last month. Bailey, Catherine, back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Becca. A 700-year-old relic is getting restored before the upcoming coronation of King Charles III.
The coronation chair was commissioned by Edward I around 1300. A conservator at Westminster Abbey has been working for 4 months to remove dirt and is working to stabilize surviving layers of paint.
It's the oldest surviving piece of furniture still used for its original purpose. And with storms rolling in, let's get one last look at our forecast for tonight. Coy?
Yes, Bailey, we're getting some new video into our newsroom. This is from Sherman, Texas. You can see the hail. It almost looks like snowfall accumulation down there. Control room, if we can take Barron, we'll show the viewers this storm right now. And if we can put Barron behind me to get them a look at live radar. You can see that storm that rolled right out of Sherman, Texas right there. It's continuing to push into southeastern Oklahoma. And you can see the hail swath, so hail right through downtown Sherman. And we do have that tornado warning continuing for southern Atoka in northern Bryan County, so be sure to be taking your tornado precautions if you are in those counties. Lowest of the level of your house, basement is best. 59 tomorrow, we're to 63, a beautiful weekend. Bailey, Catherine?
Thanks, Coy, and thank you for watching OU Nightly. I'm Catherine Liberta.
And I'm Bailey Coyle. Good night.
Is your family if a tornado shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a hurricane. You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why